I ain't feeling too good, my girl. I in real pain and I'm feeling like I'm getting the cold.
You just will crack me up, yes?
How you mean?
Every time I see you, you always sick.
Well, you just crack me up too, you know. Because every time I see you, you're still ugly.
Hey, what kind of thing is that? F you too?
Your mother. Hello world, my name is Janine. Welcome to my channel. I make videos about chronic illnesses, especially among black women. In this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is a chronic illness and strategies you could take to help you cope with it on a daily basis. Before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below and also clicking the notification bell next to it so that you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. So what is a chronic illness? A chronic illness is a long-term medical condition that has lasted more than 3 months, which cannot be cured but can be managed with lifestyle changes and medication. So some examples of illnesses like these are Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, cancer, lupus. And the thing with these illnesses is that they're well known because they have visible telltale symptoms like skin rashes, swollen joints. There are also illnesses that are called invisible illnesses because their symptoms are not visible. So on the outside, you look perfectly fine, but on the inside, you're feeling like you're dying slowly. And illnesses like these are fibromyalgia, which is one of my chronic illnesses, chronic fatigue syndrome, depression, anxiety. So regardless of the symptoms, whether they be invisible or visible, we still have issues coping with chronic illnesses because one, they're chronic, so they're there for the rest of our lives, and two, it really affects our relationships, especially with friends, family, co-workers, and significant others. So let's talk about ways that we can cope with chronic illnesses. So the first coping strategy we're going to talk about is acceptance. So normally when someone gets the cold or the virus or the flu, they will take medication, get a lot of rest, and in about 3 to 4 days, you're back to normal. And we usually don't take the virus seriously. We don't, dwell on it because it's going to go away eventually. But with a chronic illness, it never goes away. And try as we might to ignore it and try to push through all the pain and the symptoms, it's not going to make you feel any better. So we have to learn to accept that this is our new normal. And by doing so, we can now embrace ways on how to treat ourselves and make our lives more manageable. The next coping mechanism we have to use is communication. We must let our friends, families, co-workers, loved ones know what's going on with us and all the symptoms you're experiencing so that they will be able to better physically and emotionally support us. This is especially important for your friends and your significant others, especially if you have to go out, you make plans to go to some event or to a party or get together. But many times when the day arrives of the event, we might be feeling sick. So once they understand what we're living with and going through, they would understand why we can't go and don't think that we're a setup or a flake. Sometimes you'll have to explain your illnesses multiple times, but just be patient and eventually they will grasp it. And this leads to number 3, gaining knowledge. So even though you go to a doctor and you're diagnosed by a doctor, it's also good to Google your symptoms and your illness, because many times you might be seeing a doctor who mightn't even know much about your chronic illness or who is just unwilling to share any information with you. So Google your illness. Google is your friend, so is Wikipedia, kind of way. But there are also sites like WebMD, Healthline, the NHS website. These sites provide extensive information on your illness. The more you know, the better you'll be able to get the right treatments. The next strategy is creating a community or joining a community. Your friends and family mean well and they try to be supportive as much as possible, but they would not fully grasp what we are going through on a day-to-day basis. And that's okay. You might say to a friend, I'm feeling really tired today. And they'll be like, yeah, me too. But their tiredness is not the same kind of tiredness that we are experiencing. There's a site called The Mighty. They are a community for people dealing with all different types of chronic illnesses, physical and emotional. Facebook has a lot of groups that you could join as well. Ask your doctor or therapist if there are any support groups in the area. So finding a community really helps you to feel less alone and to justify your feelings and to let you know that you're not going crazy. So the next tip is asking for help. I was raised to be a strong, independent black woman, with all that black girl magic. I'm usually a go-getter. I do things for myself. I get things done on my own without having to ask for help. But once I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and my mobility started to deteriorate, all independence had to go through the window. It took me a while to reach this point where I just had to put all pride aside and ask for help. Especially activities like shopping, grocery shopping, going to Pennywise, browsing, window shopping. You can no longer do that easily. So ask someone to go with you or ask someone to do the shopping for you. If your friends are going to the grocery, if you could go with them or ask a relative to go shopping with you. You could ask a relative to help you clean the house, to help you cook. That would also be very helpful because all these activities are now very difficult. The next step is talking to your doctor. So I realized that you need to shop for a doctor like you're shopping for clothes. Ask around for a good doctor, and when you do find one, make sure it's someone who will communicate to you fully and honestly, about your condition. So make sure that the doctor is not a quack, and nothing is wrong with getting a second opinion. Although I tried that once, I tried to get a second opinion by a highly respected doctor. He came highly recommended, and he told me,
Fibromyalgia, you notice that that's just a bunch of terms that people put together and call it fibromyalgia.
So I was like, okay, time to find another doctor. The doctor that I'm seeing now, she's very knowledgeable and she's easy to talk to. So maintaining dialogue with your doctor is extremely important. So you could tell them, look, doctor, I don't want to continue taking this medication. It's making me feel sick. And you all could work together to determine what is a good combination of medication and lifestyle changes that you could use to help you live with this illness. Next step is talking to someone you could trust. You will find that chronic illness, the physical chronic illness, also comes emotional illnesses like depression and anxiety because, let's face it, life has changed. It's become more difficult. You're in pain all the time. You feel lonely, and remember too, your friends and family members are moving on with their life. But for you, it seems as though your life has just come to a screeching halt. So don't keep these feelings inside. Talk to a close friend who's understanding and caring. They might be able to give you any advice, but it's just good that they're listening and providing a listening ear. But of course, if you can find a therapist, they could really help you learn how to cope with this illness and even with the physical symptoms as well. So the next strategy is meditation. Meditation calms the mind, especially for those of us with anxiety and even chronic pain. Of course, meditation is not going to make the pain go away. It helps to basically calm you down so that your muscles would relax. Because when you're in constant pain or feeling ill, your muscles tend to be tightened all the time. And there's a practice called mindfulness, which makes you basically scan the body to see which areas are really being affected by your illness. There's another form of meditation called Yoga Nidra, which is also good for this. And if you're not into that kind of new age stuff, most religions have their own form of meditation. So for example, Christians have contemplative prayer. So you can even do a type of meditation like that. Next is pacing yourself. Now, I had to really learn to do this. I had to learn to stop fighting through the symptoms like if I had a normal body. If you're a busybody and you're accustomed just spending your day just doing one chore after the other, you can no longer do this with a chronic illness because of, the pain factor or other symptoms that might cause stress on the body. So if you don't have anyone right now who could help you with different chores, you have to learn to pace yourself. So for example, if you're accustomed on a Saturday cleaning and cooking, you would now have to just do one activity and try to space it out within intervals. So it might take longer to do, of course, but that's the only way you can do the activity without being affected later on. And trust me, you will pay for it if you just push your body right through it. And this takes us to the last strategy, listening to your body. So like I said before, in pacing yourself, you take little breaks in between the activity you're doing. Now, even when you do this, sometimes your body might actually be sending out signals that you need to stop. So normal people, they just ignore those signs and just do all the activities they get done, and then they will rest and then feel normal the next day. Not so with us chronic illness warriors. When we do that, we end up laid up for about 3 to 4 days or even a week trying to recover from all the activity that we did. And sometimes you have no choice but to stop because your body is either screaming to you in pain, or you might be getting pain slowly creeping up in all the areas of your body, and you may even get burning sensations. I actually get burning sensations in my muscles, so that's when I know, okay, you know what, I need to stop. So I hope these tips were helpful to you. If you have any more tips that I didn't speak about, please leave them in the comment section below, or just tell me how you felt about this video. Also, you can click the thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't like it, because criticism is good too. And you can also share this video for anyone who may know someone with a chronic illness, or even for someone who has a chronic illness, so that it could help them to cope better with their symptoms. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell so you'll always be notified when I release new videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.